I have a lot of great Skyblox ideas, and I made pictures for most of them. So up first is the gold totem. This is the most voted on Skyblox's suggestion website, and there are 2 ways that they could do this, or actually 3 ways they could do this. 2 would keep gold at the same value, 1 would completely ruin the value of gold, which in my opinion that wouldn't really matter how much gold's value is, because not nearly as many people are trading it as people are trading other items, and it should be way easier to get because it's tools that people need to get, because it's needed to crafted some of the tools. So the first way that they could do this is if gold only spawns once a minute on conveyors. Now, my iron farm can get 2 million iron per day if I had all my smelters down, or actually just 200 smelters down, but I can't do that because of the block limit. But right now I can already get about 200,000 iron per day from it. But if this was with gold, and it was a normal gold totem, and it was the same as iron and coal and all of the other spawn rates, then I'd be able to get that many per day of gold. So if they made it where you can do 1 per minute, then that would make it so that you can just get thousands per day and not get millions per day. So it wouldn't be too overpowered if they made it where it was just 1 per minute, that'd be fair. They could also make it where it only spawns gold rocks and it doesn't spawn anything on conveyors, because it might be too overpowered if it spawns on conveyors. So if the gold would only spawn rocks on the ground, then that would probably be best, because you could auto farm that. I'd make a video about how to auto farm that, but it would just be way easier. Now, the next way is if they just made it like all of the other normal totems without making it like anything else. That'd probably be the best way, but that's the first suggestion. Let me know in the comments any of your suggestions for Roblox Skyblox, and by the way, keep in mind these are just my suggestions. If you think differently about a suggestion, then let me know in the comments, but make sure to like, subscribe, because I make daily Skyblock videos. Join the Discord server and Roblox group linked in the description for trading and talking about Skyblock, and I hope you enjoy the rest of these suggestions. Next suggestion is workers. Now, you could just hire workers from the shop, set an area where you would want them to farm, and then you could have them farm whatever crop you want. Maybe you could also have them clean crops, help you build somehow, but workers that would help you work on your farm would be good. Next is a new ore with a new totem. So this could be diamond, ruby, emerald. It could basically be anything that's an ore. And how this would work, well, it would just be a totem that you could buy, and maybe they could even add a new island with it. So maybe they could make it so that gold has a totem, and then they could make a new island. I'd say that rubies would probably be the best, because in a future update then they could add emeralds and then diamonds. But if they added rubies, then how it would work, you'd have the totem for it, which would probably cost maybe, well, the gold totem should cost 100,000 coins, the ruby totem would probably cost maybe 1,000,000 coins, and then the ruby totem, you could just put it anywhere, it would be like all of the other totems, and also the ruby island would also just have rubies mostly, and then maybe it could have some other things. But you would have to get the key to that island by fighting the buffalo and then getting that island's key, and then rubies would be used to make new tools, like it could make a pickaxe and an axe. The pickaxe would do double damage of the gilded tools, so it would one-shot coal, two-shot iron, and two-shot clay. And then the axe would one-shot all trees, and they should probably make it so some trees are stronger than others, and then keep adding more tools. And then that would just be way better, because I think we kind of need new tools. Also, something with that, they should make it where you could create a strong ruby pickaxe and axe, where it's even darker red, and it has 2 times swing speed, so that you can do everything faster. Because right now, we already have tools that one-shot things, but they're super slow in doing it. Like, if I want to destroy some grass, it mines so slowly. And they should just make it so that you can mine faster, but with stronger tools, like how I just mentioned, the strong ruby pickaxe and axe. Next, people really like totems, and a lot of these are very famous suggestions. So next would be a wood totem. Now, the wood totem could look like a tree, Or maybe with the worker idea I mentioned earlier, workers could cut down trees and replant them and stuff. But basically how this would work, there would be a totem that spawns wood, and then you could set it up with an industrial woodcutter, and then it would just make wood like all of the other totems make stuff. But this would be very good because right now wood is kinda annoying to farm a whole bunch. I made a wood farm that I made a video on how to make it, but basically if you just want to make a very overpowered wood farm, make an area that's open on both sides, plant a whole bunch of trees in rows. Whenever you destroy one, the next one will instantly grow, and you can just farm it very quickly, and you can get about 4 wood per second, making you get so much per day. Or actually, well, not 4 wood per second, but probably 4 wood every 2 seconds. But yeah, it's pretty good. You can do something like what I have right here that I'm showing right now if you want to get wood fast, but a wood totem would make it way, way better if people were farming. Like, wood totems would be so overpowered, and we would actually be able to get wood for quests, and making a whole bunch of wood planks and stuff, because that's way easier than just farming a whole bunch of wood all the time. But wood is something very, very important in building, so I think they should just make a totem to make it easier to get. Next is new weapons. Now, I have so many ideas for this. So, basically, first off, there could be a wooden longsword, and this would be the start of swords. Now, the wooden longsword would do about maybe 1.25 times as much damage as the gilded steel hammer, and that wouldn't really be good. Then there could be a stone sword, which does 1.5 times the damage of this, and then there could be iron sword, which is 1.7 times the damage of this, and then there could be a gilded sword, which is 2.5 times. Now they could also blend in the wooden, stone, and iron stuff with everything else. Like, they could make it so that this is stronger, and then over here, I'll tell you guys what they could change it to at the anvil. So basically, there would be the wooden sword at the front right here, or wherever the wooden sword is, and then there would be a wooden longsword under here also, and it would do a bit more damage from the wooden sword. And then there could also be the stone sword, which is with the stone stuff, which I don't even know where the stone stuff is. Yeah, it could be right here. There could be a stone sword right there. And then the iron sword, which they already have iron war axe. They could make an iron longsword, which is better than that, or worse than that. And then they could have the gilded steel sword, and then they could just have a gold sword, which is just gold. They could do so many stuff, but they could just have wooden long swords and swords, because they don't even have normal swords for this stuff. So they could make swords and long swords that do more damage, but they could do so much with weapons. They could also, with a new ore, they could make it so that you need 20 of it, like all the other ones, and then some other stuff. And then it would probably just be like this, but it could be a bigger hammer, and it would do so much damage. But they could do so much with weapons, and make so many new weapons, and make so many new islands with new ores. But they should focus on new islands, new ores, and new weapons in the next update, because that's something that everyone wants to be added. Next is actual trading. Now, this is something everyone has wanted since the beginning. Vending machines are kind of good, but there are so many scams with them. Like, people can instantly change it to 1,000,000 coins and just take people's coins, and you can also have it undersell and people don't notice, and then yeah, you can do so many things with vending machines. Vending machines aren't really that good for trading because of all of the security issues with them and everything. So they should just make a normal trading screen. Like, they could just make it here, and then buy, visit, or buy, invite. They could have trade, and then, or actually maybe they would have it under here, so you can only trade people that you're invited to, so that you can't just spam people trade requests. So that'd be way better if they made it so that you could just trade under people who you have invited and people that invited you. And then under the trade menu, it could look like every other trade menu. It would show your inventory on the bottom, and then it would show what they're giving on the top, and then you could input stuff. And then both of you have to press confirm, and then it waits 5 seconds, and then that would be so good. Kind of like Murder Mystery 2's trading system, how you have 5 seconds and you can cancel it at any time. But that would be very good if they just added a normal trading system instead of having vending machines. But they could also have vending machines so people could make a shop or a mall or something like that. This next idea is probably the best idea in this whole video. So this is custom blueprint. So basically what this would be, you would be able to build something, or actually you would be able to get a custom blueprint, and then you would be teleported to a small area where you can build something, and then you could sell the blueprint to someone. So basically you build something and then you can send it into a blueprint, and then you can trade the blueprint with someone else, and then you can basically build something for someone and then actually trade it to them. So this would be way better than all of the other stuff right now, because right now there's no way to really build something for someone or pay someone to have them build something for you, because people can just scam so easily with that. So if you could make it so that blueprints actually do stuff like that, then that'd be way better. But I guess people would try to make it so that it's named something really good, and then it's just like one dirt block or something. So maybe they could also make it, or if you equip it, then it teleports you to that same place where they built it, and you can see what they built and decide if you want it or not. But they could do something like that where you can sell actual builds. Everyone wants this. They should just add it where in settings you can change it so that flowers, rocks, and tall grass don't spawn on your island, because it is so annoying, especially if you're at the block limit. You have to destroy all of it before you can build again. Now, I destroyed my entire berry farm, not only because I stopped farming berries and just trade, but because I kinda need space to build stuff every now and then. So now I don't really have to worry about the block limit as much, because now it's 1,000, or like, I had 2,500 berry bushes, so now it's 2,500 more, but I placed a whole bunch of stuff, so it's probably 2,000 more now. But they should just make it so that you can turn off everything spawning on your island, because, well, some people just don't want it, or actually most people just don't want it. Some people try to make it so their island looks like an actual forest and like when things spawn, but a lot of people just want to be able to turn it off. Thanks for watching. What do you think Skyblock should add in the next update? For me, well, that's what this entire video is about. But make sure to subscribe, like, join the Discord server, and Roblox group link in the description. Follow me on Twitter. Let's try to hit 200k subs. That's the sub goal. And at 1k likes, I'll probably make another suggestions video. So make sure to like if you want another video like that. But I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, YouTube.